Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the newest edition of the Bronx Muchachos podcast. Yo, host Mark, and tonight I got my main man, Dave, with me. Dave, what's happening, brother?
What's going on, everybody? If you're watching us on YouTube, you know the drill. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for post notifications, get notified when we go live or drop any new content like tonight during the beautiful rivalry game. And if you're feeling extra generous, you want to follow us on Instagram, you can do that there at Bronx Muchachos Podcast. And same thing on X or Twitter, whatever you call it these days, and TikTok.
Absolutely. And for those of you guys who still like it old school, want to listen to podcasts and just listen, not watching, you know where we're at. We're on all places there. Go Apple, Spotify, you know, Amazon, you name it, we're at all those places. So without further ado, it's the rivalry that everybody in baseball loves to talk about. It doesn't have the teeth on it right now, as Dave is showing off his shirt there. But
I've only worn it twice. I can't wear it in public, so I gotta wear it at some point somewhere. Might as well be here.
I have a different shirt that I got. I got a Boston Massacre shirt.
Oh God!
With blood and everything all over it, and I wore it out one day, and it was like right after the Boston Marathon bombings. And this woman,
that's not good.
No, not one bit. She goes, "Oh, you're doing that for that?" I said, "No." She asked me. She goes, "Oh, you're wearing it for that?" I said, "No. Yankees beat the piss out of the Red Sox, so I'm wearing it." And she kind of stopped and goes, "What?" I go, "Yeah." And my buddy was with me, and he is bawling over laughing when I said that. Just bawling.
So, my brother and I went Christmas shopping one year when I was still living in Rhode Island, and I think this was like 2008, 2009 time frame, somewhere around there. And he was wearing this metal band T-shirt, and on the back it says, "I hate everyone." Mind you, this is at Christmas time, and he's wearing this at the mall. He walks by this old woman, and she just looks completely mortified, and she's like, "You need Jesus." And I'm like, "Steven, what do you..." I was like, we're going to get thrown out of here.
That's when you turn around and say, "Jesus doesn't help."
Yeah. It was a funny experience.
It's all good times, but you know what? I think, the Red Sox, Yankees, they're kind of really at opposite ends of going into this right now. The season I thought the Red Sox, especially, not you, but everybody would have a little bit higher hopes. I thought that the offseason that they had was going to really kind of put them on, not maybe put them over the Yankees, but definitely kind of keep them in the conversation, not to have it at 20 plus games into the season, Yankees in first place, Red Sox in last place, and go from there. But the Red Sox have it looks like they have a lot of problems on their hands that they need to kind of begin to figure out what to do or how to address it. But that's for a Red Sox podcast, not a Yankee podcast.
I mean, I don't care. I kind of like the standings the way they are, if you ask me. Like,
oh no, don't get me wrong. I like it, but I like it like right now as of 10 minutes to 9 o'clock on Tuesday night. Yankees are up 3-0. But I like it when it's either the blowouts or like the gut punches, like a really good game. But it does, I don't know what it is. It doesn't seem like it doesn't have the fire that it used to have. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have like that little extra edge. And I don't know if it's because right now like the Yankees feel superior to them because we kind of got the little bit of the monkey off our back by beating them in the postseason, which we've been having a little problems doing. So hopefully that's kind of the way we can continue to move, where we're back to our winning ways in the regular season, back to our winning ways in the postseason.
Well, I can tell you exactly why it's happening. One, you and I are almost as old as dirt and remember the real rivalry days of the late 90s, early 2000s.
Well, actually, if you take it, go really.
I'm talking about our lifetime, right?
Yeah.
Our lifetime, it was hot when the Yankees played the Red Sox in the LCS in 99, then again in 03, and we ripped their heart out and set it on fire in front of 55,000 plus people. And then they go and do it to us in 2004, 2007. Then, 2013, they went again. They beat us in the playoffs. They beat us in the wild card game in 2018 and 2022. If my memory serves me right. Or 21.
21. I thought 21.
21 or 22. I don't know.
Was,
all these years blend together for me.
But that's what I'm saying. Like since 2004, it was kind of like the Red Sox had the Yankees numbers in the postseason because it was just a couple. They didn't meet up a whole lot of times. But the few times that they didn't meet up, it was the Red Sox won, the Red Sox won, and now it's the Yankees got one back on them, which is good. Of course it's good, but it's not like. But I feel like the Red Sox aren't the team that
because they don't have a villain. They don't have anybody to hate anymore. Rafael Devers is out in San Francisco. There's no villain on this team, and there hasn't been like. Well, I don't know how to explain it. There hasn't been that animosity between these two teams, between us ripping their hearts out in the postseason and then having not won a World Series at that point in 86 years. I think that's what the difference is. I mean, it kind of came back a little bit when you had Joe Kelly and Tyler Austin throwing hands at each other and then playing Frozen Let It Go in the background, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. And that was 2018. So, like, 2018 was – you had signs of it coming back. I mean, you still had guys on that team that hated the Yankees and vice versa. So I honestly think that's what the difference is and why it doesn't have the same feel as it once did all those years ago.
Well, it's also with the player empowerment, player movements, and things like that. I don't think that you're going to have that kind of unless something really goes down, like in the next couple games where you have like basically a beanball actions going on, and that'll kind of reignite. Because outside of that, I think that just the way that with the WBC that everyone kind of comes together from the other teams, the off season that everyone's kind of on the friendlier side. That people now are training together in the off season, depending on where you live and where you gotta go to. It's kind of those things, and then just the player movements where it was kind of it was more like an FU if you were to go to the other team. Like Bernie Williams almost signing with the Red Sox for $100 million back in the 90s was kind of like, okay, you guys don't. I've been here for these many years. You don't want me. That's cool. I'll go up the road. And I was like, no. Let's pump the brakes here. We'll give you the things you want. It might not be it wasn't the money that the Red Sox were offering, but you know what? We're gonna make you happy. We're gonna make sure you're here for the rest of your time. Or Mendoza going up that.
And then they slapped him in the face in 2006 with a minor league contract and an invite to spring training after the 05 season. Yeah. Way to go. Way to treat your most tenured player.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't like when the Yankees refer to it as the core four and they don't put Bernie Williams in there. Because it's not because Jorge Posada, as much as everyone loves Jorge Posada, and he was a great Yankee, he's not the core four. Okay, I'm tired of listening to the stuff of him being part of the core four. He was not a major part of the world's of at least to 96, 98, 99. He was not a major contributor in those.
Well, his rookie season was in 98. So
he was on the bench. He was on the bench in 96. He was part of the Jeter, Mo, Pettit.
Because the two catchers were Girardi and Liritz. I'm pretty sure Posada didn't come up until 97, 98.
Girardi wasn't on the 96 team. Girardi was on the not 96. He was there 90. He was there, I think, 97, 98, 99, or definitely 98, 99. Because I remember 99. They had Posada catching the final game of 99, or was it 2000? One of the two games. Posada was the catcher for one of the final games, and that was the transition from Girardi. Girardi was not going to be retained. Posada had been gradually taking over more and more of the time during the regular season. They just didn't trust him during the postseason.
I hate to wreck your world, but he was acquired from the Rockies in 96. Girardi was. He had a triple off Glavine.
When in 96?
The trade deadline in 96.
Oh.
He was acquired from Colorado.
I didn't think
because he hit a double off Glavine in game 4 at Yankee Stadium?
I thought that was in the 99 World. I thought that was in the 99 that he did that. But either which way, Posada was on the bench during that. Posada was on the bench there because he was part of the team and he got himself a ring during that time frame. So you gotta remember that he was there. He just wasn't he wasn't a part of it all, of the whole thing. He wasn't a major contributor in the postseason until it got to, I think, starting 2000. I think it was 2000. He took over as the full-time catcher. So for my core four, it's always Jeter, Williams, Pettit, and Mo, and then Posada coming in kind of on the outside looking in. But that's neither here nor there. Yankees tacked on another run. Randall Gritchett, no less, with a double. Good for him. I mean, he's been doing absolutely nothing all season. So in his role as a utility waste of space outfielder. Good God, before I was so pissed at him that he let that ball drop. Bless you. So bless you.
Sorry.
So
I tried to mute myself, but it didn't work.
You didn't get there fast enough. So let's let's talk about this for a second here, as the game is going on. How do you feel about Luis Gil today? His final line today was 6 1/3, 2 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts.
Would have liked to have seen more strikeouts on my bet on Hard Rock Bet would hit, but lost $10 on that. Would have made 14. But no, all seriousness, I think he looked good. I mean, obviously, still kind of building up. He only had 1 start in the minor leagues before he joined the team on April 11th. So, yeah. I mean, he went past 6. He didn't do a 5 and dive, so that's good. Saved the pen a little bit. And then, you got Schlittler tomorrow.
No, free tomorrow. Then
free tomorrow, then Schlittler. Sorry.
Yeah, so, I mean, listen, for me, Hill's working on borrowed time right now. They're waiting for when Rodon comes back, Hill's going right to the bullpen.
I don't have any issue with that. We talked about it weeks ago. I am totally okay with it. The way that bullpen's been, Camilo Doval, you don't know what the hell you're getting from night to night. Fernando Cruz still scares the living daylights out of me because you don't know where that split-fingered fastball is going to end up. So, yeah, I think the pen would be great for him, either a setup role or, if Bednar can't get it done or if he falls into some kind of a slump, you can put Gil as the closer. I mean, no issue with it.
No, or you can still come in there as a long reliever for the time being.
Yeah, I think for his longevity though, it's in the bullpen for sure.
Well, I think so. I think so as well. The fastball doesn't. The injuries have taken their toll on him. I think for the past couple, the past few seasons, and the fastball doesn't have the same bite it used to have when he won Rookie of the Year. So I think making that move to the bullpen will probably elongate his career a little bit longer, and he could probably find he could probably
dial it up a little bit too.
Well, yeah, he'll dial it up, but he could take over as that closer. He just has to. He can focus on 2 pitches. He can focus on like the fastball and the slider or something like that, and then kind of go from there. So, and then I guess because I think Rodon's going to come back first, and then when Cole comes back, that's going to be that's the bigger question. I mean, it's going to be one of the two of Weathers or Warren. So,
or the other option is you can go to a 6-man rotation if you wanted to, because Cole's going to have to skip starts here and there.
Well, you can always just skip the start and have someone as a fill-in.
Yeah.
You can always do a bullpen. You can always do the bullpen days. I mean, it's not like the old days where they're actually worried about.
I'd rather just see them use a spot starter like Weathers, if that's what they're gonna do. I don't like bullpen games. I've never liked bullpen games. I think it's the dumbest thing ever. I wish it was never invented, because you use the whole bullpen, like use an opener, a bulk guy, and then you're just killing the pen for the next day, especially if guys can't get it done.
Well, usually you do the bullpen day on the day before a travel day, so everyone gets the day off. Everyone has the day off. So it's not like you're doing it's not like you're doing the bullpen day the middle of the game 2 of a 4-game set. You know what I mean? Or in the middle of like a 12.
They have done it in the past.
Well, some teams do it just because they out of necessity, and then and that's also when they start calling people up and down, so they can put a couple fresh arms in there because you can burn somebody out at that. You can burn somebody out, send them down to the minors, bring a fresh arm up there, and you have someone fresh for the next couple of days and kind of reset themselves. So I don't know. But I'm assuming that it feels like you're saying Weathers is going to go to the pen as opposed to Will Warren when Coltrane comes back up.
I mean, I think so. I think Will Warren's done more than enough to stay in this rotation, and he deserves it. I mean, there's been a very stark difference between last year and this year. He looks more confident. He's putting hitters away. He's not walking as many guys, at least the games that I've seen or have been able to see due to my work schedule. But I mean, he looks great. I mean, hate to compare him to anybody, but I'm getting David Cone vibes, honestly, with this kid. In a good way, not a bad way.
No, I wasn't going to say
I'm talking like early day David Cone vibes, like Kansas City 1980s Cone vibes.
But the Yankees, on the flip side of the coin, listen, we know the following thing that the Yankees do as well is that if they spend on somebody or they give up capital for somebody, they're going to give that person the long leash. And that's kind of what they did with Weathers. They gave up enough. They gave up plenty of pieces to get a Ryan Weathers, and he hasn't done anything to really knock himself out of the bullpen into the bullpen either. If you want to see the flip side,
so much room in that rotation. I mean, you knock him to the bullpen, you use him as a spot starter, or you go to a 6-man rotation. Those are your 3 options.
But but in this conversation, I think that they're not going to go to 5-man rotation. I think that 6-man rotation. I think they're staying 5, and I think it's between Warren and Weathers. And I think that what I'm saying is that you've thrown your hat into the ring for Warren to stay in the rotation. I'm sitting there on the other side going Weathers, whose stuff tracks a lot more and tracks a lot better, and they kind of do that. They like the certain things, which is the strikeout rates that Weathers has. That's kind of more in the lines of what they want to have in the starting rotation. So,
I feel like Will Warren has pitched a lot better than Ryan Weathers.
Well, they've had numbers together, and their numbers are pretty damn identical. I think Will Warren has less walks, gave up a little bit less walks. Ryan Weathers has more strikeouts. The ERAs are comparable. Innings pitched are comparable. Like the numbers are all comparable. So I mean, it's not like it's one's tanking it and the other one's killing it, and we're having this conversation. It's that they're both right there together doing this. So, Daniel Barris, what's up, brother? How you doing? JDS 40, that's correct. Giving some love to our guys in the chat.
Trying to get a comparison here on Baseball Reference between Weathers and Warren. And I don't
take your time. We're just sitting here. We're just sitting here live. But we do. Those are good problems to have. Let's just throw it out that way. That's a good problem to have, to send one of these guys to the bullpen, or even turn around and just have each one of these guys pitching 4 innings. Like if it's a Warren that goes to the bullpen, have Weathers go 4, have Warren come in, go 4, and they're kind of still stretched out. Both of them are stretched out long enough that they can be long relievers if needs be, especially when it comes down to the playoffs when you're not going to need them in that kind of regards. But you can move one to the bullpen. Now you have guys that they're still fresh and ready to go from the bullpen. I still think that we got to figure out a lot of these damn issues on the offensive side. I mean, you got what? We have it on the runner down below here. Something that we've decided as a team this year to do all year round. We're going to give the stats this year of Trent. We're going to keep the stats up there. What Trent Grisham and Jason Dominguez are doing for most of the season, and just kind of keep the nerdy stats up there, which is Jason Dominguez offensively, and mind you, he hit a home run today. You know, he and the Golden Boy went back to back when they're in Scranton hitting home runs, but you know, there really isn't. Man, there's nothing like if it wasn't $22.02 million, there's no reason why Trent Grisham should be here. Like there really is not. He's like as of right now, Trent Grisham is batting 167, and I think we have that on the runner right there because he hasn't gotten a actual at bat. But I mean, for those watching, when the runner comes around, you know you'll see everything there. Batting 167. Trent Grisham's OPB is 321. Slugging is 348. OPS is 669. Not good. While J-Dom in AAA is batting 348. OBP is 420. Slugging is 441. OPS is 861. That's without any of his numbers from that's before his game today. So there's a stark difference offensively. You can say, yeah, there's a stark difference between the talent level as well, but Jason is too good of a player to stay in AAA. And if they're going to continue to run out Trent Grisham and he's going to continue to crap the bed like he is, then at some point after June 12th, like he's got to go. Dude has got to go at that point. Just I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. There's no reason for it all. Get Jason up there. Let him put him in center. Put him in center field first off. Like I'm tired of this notion that he's got to play left field. Like you know, if they're really, you know, there's a big calamity over the fact that he can't play the outfield well. Put him in the easy spot in center field, and not to say any position's easy, but put him in center field where he can read the ball better. Put what's his name, Bellinger. Keep him in left field where it's a harder position to play, and you are a better team all in all. So
yep.
I don't get it. Kind of tired of it. It's kind of we're beating a dead horse on this. We're giving it the Joey Gallo treatment.
It's starting to smell.
It really is. And Jeremy, yes, I agree. Yeah, we agree. Jeremy agrees with us that J-Dom is a center fielder. So that's all I got to say about that one, man.
I don't think there's really any convincing that is needed because like he came up and played it just fine. And you know, I definitely think it's a conspiracy that they value Spencer Jones in center field more than J-Dom, but if Spencer Jones can't get his offense together and stop striking out, there ain't going to be no Spencer Jones in New York in center field. Hate to tell everybody, but you can't promote a guy to the major leagues that's got over a 30% strikeout rate. It's just not going to happen. But getting back to the Will Warren, Ryan Weathers argument, really quick. Will Warren, 5 games and starts, same thing as Weathers. Warren is 2-0 with a 2.49 ERA, 25 and a third innings pitched with 31 strikeouts, while Ryan Weathers is 1-2. One of those losses really not his fault. Defense kind of let him down. 3.18 ERA, 28 and a third innings pitched, 36 strikeouts. So damn near identical, but I'm kind of going with the thing that I know over the thing that I don't. And, you know, I think Will Warren stays in the rotation and Weathers goes to the pen.
No, I hear you. I just think that
just because he's coming off the injuries he's coming off of. If Ryan Weathers wasn't coming off of the injuries he was coming off with, I mean, mind you, they're freak injuries at that. I think Warren gets bounced instead of him, but be that as it may, with the injuries, you know, they're trying to keep him healthy, and that's why I think they make that move.
But I think if you turn around, you have them. I think you can keep them both going and keep them both healthy is the same. If you turn around and you use them as kind of bulk as the bulk relief that day, that is your only bullpen motion, where you do Weathers 4 to 5 innings, you do Will Warren 4 innings at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't need to really bust in the closers or go to the rest of the bullpen. I mean, you can't trust Aaron Boone not to go to the rest of the bullpen.
Depends on how bad it gets.
It depends on how bad it gets. You're right. But what if it's not? But if it if it goes to form, 4 to 5 innings for Weathers, he can be done. You can limit his innings and continue to build up his innings. Will Warren, 4 innings, maybe 5 innings as well, depending on how Weathers does. And that's your entire game. And guess what? That can save your bullpen for another day by doing something like that. And you're only using 2 guys.
Yeah.
So there's the give and take on that portion of it all as well. I just think that knowing the Yankees, knowing how the Yankees operate, they will take the guys that they traded for. They will take the guys that they're spending a lot of money on, the guys that they want over anybody that you think that they should be playing on a regular basis. I mean, case in point, Golden Boy's is coming around the corner, and they've already said, oh, he's going to be the starting. He's coming back as starting shortstop. That was always the plan. Caballero hasn't been horrible. He hasn't been great.
But he hasn't done anything to run away with the job either. So
that's what I'm saying. He hasn't. He's been sufficient enough in the position, but he's heating up right now. So you're gonna take someone who's revving up and he's doing well. He's heating up. You're gonna take him out of the spot and cool off that bat for a nice cold player to begin with. I don't know. I just think that what they should do is make Volpe earn his spot instead of just hand it to him. He's never done anything. He's never done anything much to warrant that he should be have a hardcore pen in a shortstop that nobody else can go in there and take over at all. So,
well, as we discussed, I think this is his last opportunity. If he shits the bed on this go around, I don't think he's staying as the shortstop.
No, it all depends. I think that will depend on, obviously, George Lombard Jr. and the way he's going. Hell, let's put it this way. The way George Lombard Jr. is doing right now, the minute they get Volpe out of the minute they move him back to the Bronx, there could be an outside chance that he gets moved, that George Lombard Jr. gets moved up to AAA. It's it's an outside chance, but there's a chance that happens as well. Because I mean, he's killing it right now in double A. So if you're killing it that badly in double A, might as well move it.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, George Lombard Jr. in double A Somerset this year, 13 games, 52 at bats, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, 1 caught stealing, 7 walks, 12 strikeouts, batting .365, OBP 433, slugging .654, and an OPS of 1.087. Yeah. With primarily so he's played 4 games at third and 10 games at shortstop. Consecutive games at shortstop have been 7. He's played 72 innings there, 33 putouts, 15 putouts and 33 chances, 18 assists, and 5 double plays. Fielding percentage of 1,000. Not too shabby.
Like I said, I rest my case. That's it. It's your short. That's what your short. This right here is what your shortstop should be doing. Your shortstop in the future should be doing all this stuff. That's something that Golden Boy never did. At shortstop, never did in Double A. Promoted right away. Had a cup of coffee in AAA and then shot right up to the majors, and that's why he is a lightning rod and a polarizing figure on this team. So, who knows? Maybe the way Jazz is playing this year, batting a whopping. He's got 2 hits today, which is always a good thing for. It's good for Jazz. He's got 2 hits today, but his average is a whopping 182 with an OPS of 523. So maybe this is Jazz's swan song, and you can move the Golden Boy over to second base finally.
And another interesting fact: George Lombard Jr. is also 6'2", while Volpe is
5'11".
5'10". 5'10".
5'10", and as you can, and the big thing that then last night we were talking on the dirt roads to the Bright Lights podcast, a new show that we have on the channel. Myself, Roman Rodriguez, and a few of the other prospect guys that we have on the channel. We're all getting together every Monday nights. Little selfish plug for that guy, that one right there. Come check us out 9:00 Mondays. Yeah, man. We kind of had a quick talk about this, and one of the big things that George Lombard Jr. needed to do and accomplish, it seems like he's accomplished it from the offseason, which was to work on his power and his power bats. And he's got 3 home runs, I believe. You said something. How many doubles does he have? I think he's got what? I want to say four to seven, in between 4 and 7 doubles, I think.
6.
Yeah, see,
6 doubles, 3 home runs, while Volpe in 4 games in Somerset, 11 at-bats. 4 hits, no doubles, no triples, no home runs, no RBIs, 2 stolen bases, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, batting .364, OBP .417, slugging .364, and an OPS of .780.
Yes, and tonight was his first game in AAA where he did have a home run in AAA.
4 games all at shortstop, 22 innings, 8 chances defensively, 3 putouts, 5 assists, 1 double play, fielding percentage of 1,000.
Yeah, still good for him to move on from that position.
But we'll let J-Dom rot in AAA.
Yeah.
Great idea, guys.
Yeah, especially when you actually need a leadoff batter, which I can see nerds once again trying to put the golden boy at leadoff where he craps the bed there again as usual.
Well, he can't because Trent's making more money than him, so Trent's the leadoff guy.
True. But they do have Rosario. Today they had Rosario up there. I mean, I've seen Ben Rice up there at the leadoff spot. So, Booney's back to fiddling with the lineup again, putting everybody in different spots. So it's a good time. I mean, look, they moved Rice to the number 4 spot today, put Bellinger all the way down to number 6.
Hey, they're winning 4-0. Something worked.
They are winning 4-0. But we got that's baseball, Susan. So I think one of the cool things we can do is we can look forward to the games tomorrow. We can look forward to tomorrow's games.
There should be a 3-game sweep, but the Red Sox be doing Red Sox things, and
listen, man, anything's possible. Tomorrow should be a probably the pitching matchup to watch: Max Fried versus Ranger Suarez, 6:45 start time, and then the final game is Schlittler. Where'd he go? Oh, Schlittler versus Brian Bayo. So you do have some pitching.
We don't have to face Garrett Crochet this go around. Thank God.
So I mean, and don't forget your good buddy Sonny Gray. He got injured on Monday.
I heard.
He pulled his hamstring.
Yeah, I heard. Would have been nice to tee off on him after all the poop he's been talking. Ben Rice 0 for 5 tonight. What the hell? Jesus. Well, what else we got?
I think that kind of was it. I mean, you're going to see us going forward every show. We're going to keep you updated. We're going to keep you updated from this point forward on the offensive stats of none other than Trent Grisham and
Grisham versus J-Dom. It sounds like a boxing match.
It kind of is. It really is. Then who knows, man? Maybe at some point we'll do the Volpe versus
Lombard
George
versus
Lombard.
Volpe.
It could go down those roads. I mean, as we speak right now, the Yankees are winning, which is the most important thing that we got going on. So once that continues, let the streak continue. Let everything keep going on. And that's I don't know. That's that'll be short. It's a short and sweet one tonight. Not much. Not much else. You know, going to the bottom.
In the season, there's nothing earth-shattering going on. It's not like we've been running away with the division, although we could have if we didn't hit the little skid against the Angels and the Athletics. But
I really thought that was the boom swoon was happening early.
Dude!
Oh, don't forget the Rays were in there too. I mean,
when they were 7-5, I was like, this no bueno. But redeemed ourselves against the Royals. So, I'm sorry, not the Athletics, the Rays. Got swept by the Rays. Those,
yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The Rays. You know, I mean, if you look at the standings right now, you got the Yankees in first place in the AL. In totality, and actually all of the AL. I mean, the Yankees have the best American League record. Rays are in the AL East. The Rays are number 2. The Baltimore Orioles, number 3. They had an exciting game. Baltimore had an exciting game last night. Toronto, the Blue Jays and the Red Sox are tied for 5th place because there's no 4th. They're tied for 5th with a 9-13 record.
Well, after tonight, Blue Jays will be in 4th. Red Sox will be officially in 5th. Yeah, in another 2 outs or so. But anyway, that's going to do it for us. We will see you Thursday next week. Also, don't forget, check out our show notes. It's got our link for our merch store. It's got the link for our MLB affiliate link. Get all your fresh gear through us. And if you're in the sports cards and grading and collecting and all that stuff, there's a link for AGS grading. They're the only card grader using AI, and it's pretty accurate. I sent up a 30-card order in December, and 25 out of 30 came back as Gem Mint 10s. So, and if you're really into collecting and everything, you can check me out, Gilly's House of Cards, on Whatnot, Instagram, and eBay. Got a bunch of stuff for sale there, especially also on Collects. I do breaks and singles shows on Whatnot. So come hang out with me, get yourself some cool stuff, and you have some fun. So until next week, from Mark, this is David and Bronx Muchachos. We will see you on Thursday of next week.